Robert Johnson, an American blues musician from the early 20th century. Robert Johnson was said to have acquired his musical genius from a deal with the devil. The legend goes that one night after being tossed out of the Robertson juke joint, Robert took his guitar to the crossroads near Clarksdale, Mississippi in hopes of conjuring up dark spirits. At the crossroads, the devil was waiting for young Johnson, offering him the ability to play the guitar like nobody ever played it before, in exchange for Johnson's soul. The young musician agreed, and the devil tuned his guitar and allowed him to leave. Robert Johnson went on to produce 6 records before his mysterious death at the age of 27. Theophilus of Acre was a priest for the Roman Catholic Church during 538 AD. He was unanimously elected to become the new bishop, but out of humility, he respectfully declined the position. Another man accepted the offer and proceeded to deprive Theophilus of his clergy position. Regretting his decision, Theophilus sought out a necromancer who helped him contact Satan. During the exchange, Satan demanded that Theophilus renounce Christ and the Virgin Mary signed in blood. Theophilus agreed, and the devil gave him the position as bishop. As time went on, Theophilus began fearing for his soul, and he repented and prayed to the Virgin Mary for forgiveness. Fasting for 40 days, the Virgin Mary appeared unto him and rebuked him. Theophilus begged and begged for forgiveness. Mary then left with the promise that she would talk to God on his behalf. Continuing his fast for 30 more days, the Virgin Mary appeared once more, granting him forgiveness. However, the devil was unwilling to release his soul, but 3 days later, Theophilus woke up to his contract on his chest. He took the contract to the legitimate bishop and confessed his sins, in which the bishop burned the document freeing Theophilus from the pact. Relieved and overwhelmed with joy, Theophilus died on the spot. Giuseppe Tartini was an Italian violinist who was an extremely influential composer. As the legend goes, Tartini overheard someone else playing the violin with much greater skill than him. This immediately sent him into a spiraling depression, and to compensate, he had 12-hour practice sessions. One night, during one of his dreams, the devil appeared and offered him success in exchange for the musician's soul. Tartini agreed to the contract, and the devil reached for his violin and played the most beautiful sonata with masterful skill. Upon waking up, Tartini immediately wrote down the sonata and desperately tried to recreate the song. The result was the Devil's Trill Sonata. Tartini, however, was never satisfied with this masterful piece, and even mentioned that it could never hold a candle to the original tune. Father Urban Grandier was a priest for the Roman Catholic Church. He came under fire for ignoring his celibacy vow, and even worse, Grandier began making a reputation for seducing the nuns. Eventually, his lovers accused Grandier of witchcraft and claimed he used dark magic against him in order to seduce them. The first trial for the priest resulted in an acquittal. However, Cardinal Richelieu disliked Grandier and ordered a second trial in which Grandier was arrested and tortured during his interrogation. Eventually, they found Grandier's belongings and his blood signed pact with the devil. The contract was written in Latin, which included strange symbols which also included Grandier's signature and signatures of several demons, which included the devil himself. The nefarious pact promised Grandier the love of women, the flower of virgins, the respect of monarchs, honors, lust, and power, in exchange for Grandier's soul. In 1634, Grandier was found guilty and sentenced to death by burning at the stake. In the 15th century, Antoinette Rose confessed under torture that she would regularly meet with the devil. Rose, who began to be known as the Witch of Savoy, France, claimed that she had been in dire need of money, and while seeking help from a neighbor, was convinced to ask the devil for help. The devil appeared and agreed to help the poor woman as long as she rebuked God and worshipped him instead. During her confession, she confessed the many tributes the worshippers paid to the devil, which included forms of dancing, feasting, and even kissing the devil's butt when he appeared in physical form.